Joined by Greg Miller,
Hi.
the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Sorry, I was doing a little light reading.
Read me a little bit of the an excerpt there from Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Or what is
This is the definition of the hippogriff. The hippogriff is native to Europe, though not found worldwide. It has the head of a giant eagle and the body of a horse. It can be tamed, though this part is underlined, which is nice. You've been taking some notes in this. It can be tamed, though this should be attempted only by experts.
Whoa, wait. Are you really making notes in the margins of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them?
Nah, because there's 3 different books. There's 3 different books that come out, and each one has a different student's notes. So the Quidditch one has Ron's. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So this is not you. This is actually in the book.
Yeah, it's
For a second there, I thought I was like super excited.
In the beginning.
Oh, right, because it says, has Hagrid read this book?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's
And
the
ladies and
Hogwarts
gentlemen,
Library.
making his Kind of Funny Reacts debut, Greg Geddes himself.
What's up, guys?
Cool Greg.
Cool Greg.
Cool Greg. You know him from
cool,
the extra
Greg.
live stream. Here he is.
Pleasure to be here.
He's won 2 cool guy championships, and that's why he's the
Come
cool
at me
guy.
for the belts.
Yes. So if you guys aren't familiar with Kind of Funny Reacts, it's when we kind of review the things that we've seen. First off, we go around the table and say, do you think you need to see this
Spoiler
movie?
free.
Spoiler free. And then after we discuss for a little bit, and then we move into a spoiler section, and I'll be very, very clear. Okay, let's go around the table this way. Nick. Well, before we talk about if you liked it or not, what's your experience with the Harry Potter franchise, the Wizarding World?
Oh, I see.
they call it.
I'm a fairly big Harry Potter fan. I would consider myself fairly big. I've read all the books, seen all the movies. I read the play, and I went and saw the play in London. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan.
Have you read the Fantastic Beast books?
No, I mean the Fantastic Beasts book is not. I mean, it's just an encyclopedia of monsters.
You're not
and
one for you
beasts
don't
and
you don't
shit,
need
so-
no glossary.
No, I don't really need that.
You live it.
I got it all up here.
Yeah, right there. Don't touch me. You know how I feel about that.
Greg.
Yeah. My Harry Potter experience, seen all the Harry Potter movies. I once at the time took my girlfriend at the time to pick up the last Harry Potter. No, yeah, the last Harry Potter book came out like when I was still in. When did the last Harry Potter book come out?
It came out when we were at IGN.
Oh, then the
2007.
the penultimate Harry Potter book, the last one when I was
6.
still in Missouri. I went to with the one where Dumbledore dies.
That is 6.
Okay, well, I went and picked that one up. And what I did is she drove the car home, and then I jumped to the final 10 pages and read the final 10 pages and gave it
did
back to
not.
her. I didn't say anything.
Oh, my
I just knew it
God.
would drive her crazy, and it did. And that's why we're not together, because I did things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen all the movies, never read the books. I'm interested in seeing the play one day when it's a major motion picture with Emma Watson.
No, we'll see. Cool, Greg. What is your experience with the Harry Potter franchise?
I am a huge Harry Potter enthusiast, I would say. I would actually call myself damn near a Death Eater. I don't know.
Damn.
I'm close. I'm there. But yeah, I've read the first 6 books multiple times. I still haven't got to the last one. I couldn't do it to myself. I don't want my story to end.
But you've seen all the movies.
Yeah, I've seen all the movies. Oh, man, too many times to count.
But even the last movie.
The last movie.
You haven't read the last book,
read
but
the
you've
last
seen
book.
the last movie.
Seen the last movie. Seen the
That's
last,
weird.
like, yeah, both 2 parts of the last movie. So, yeah, I did it. And I've actually, walking in on the last Harry Potter is what got me into the first one. So, seeing Voldemort in action was got me into it. So,
My
Kev,
mom,
do you need me to push him in?
sorry.
Is he being scary? Okay. Yeah.
my mom, huge Harry Potter fan, has been since day one.
Yeah.
Because of that, and also because of the age group that I grew up in. I was in 4th grade when the first book came out, maybe 5th grade. Then the movie came out. We all went to see it. I saw the first movie. I saw the second movie. Read the first book because in school that's what you did. That's pretty much my experience. I was there for the midnight release of every book, but that was to get my mom the book.
Aww.
It was always a thing. It was never my thing. Like, it was always me and my friends, and they were all into it and stuff. But yeah, then this guy, you never really were into it. Mom would be watching all the time. So then one day you walk in, see her watching the 8th movie, and you're like, this Voldemort character,
Ooh, this guy.
he speaks to me.
Yeah, and all the other kids.
Yeah. So to clarify this though, you haven't read the last book. How many times have you read the other books?
So I don't count like what you said in school. I know I did read the first book in school, but I don't remember it at all, and I didn't remember it when I went back and reread the first book. But since I've, came back to the series, I've read the first book. I want to say at least 4 times, and this is in the last year and a half. And then the second book I've read I think twice. Third book I read multiple times just because I couldn't, the time travel and all that confused me so much that I had to go back and forth. So I don't know. I want to say it like at least 3 or 4 or 5 times, something like that, and some same numbers all throughout. But I've read the first book the most times just because the illustrated version eventually came out. So I had so much fun just like finding little Easter eggs in that, going back to it. So.
But I just love that you haven't. You're just the reason you haven't read the last one is because you just don't want it to end.
Can't let it go.
I can't. Because like I started reading it, like I said, because of Voldemort. So I opened the first one being like, I want to see how he got here. Like, and every question I had an answer, and I didn't expect that because you never go into a series and think, like, with all the questions you have running in your head and think they're gonna all be answered. But J.K. Rowling, man, she did it. Just everything got answered.
Ninja,
So now I don't want it. Those final details of Voldemort's story. I just can't do it to myself. Like, I need some kind of room to like go online and these fan theories.
Turns out he speaks snake, revealed in the final book.
Nope, that was actually first book. First book, they talked about that.
You know what? We'll agree to disagree.
Okay, cool. So we all just saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The first of 5 movies that are going to be coming out in the Wizarding World cinematic universe.
Very important. I forgot to point out in my Harry Potter experience, I did review the Harry Potter Lego games for IGN. So
okay.
just putting that out there.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
I have the platinum in Wonder Book.
Completely unrelated.
It's a game about spellcasting and shit.
I guess you're right.
Expelliarmus! 15 points for Gryffindor!
Let's go around the table. Would you recommend people watch this movie, Nick?
Yes, definitely.
Greg?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I go out of my way to. It was fun, but this is definitely a movie I could see watching on a Virgin America flight.
One day we'll be sponsored for that. Greg,
Yeah, and take me.
are you going to watch it again?
Yeah, with mom.
Great, get up on that mic, lean in.
He's afraid. Kevin doesn't want to bust his balls. Aisha Tyler's here. Kevin will yell at him. Fucking boyfriend over here, Greg's here. Not going to say a goddamn word, are you, you coward?
A lot of people say you a vision.
Who's saying that? No one's saying that. This ain't live stream. You're saying that.
A lot of people in the chat
I think you might be right.
Greg, can you tilt your mic up? Don't. Don't let him touch your mic. Greg.
Someone's got to help him. You don't want to. You don't want to help him. You don't want,
Kevin,
you're afraid. You're
gonna
walking
get
on
involved in this
eggshells
too.
around him.
What do you think? What's your Harry Potter experience and would you recommend the movie?
I have never read any of the books because I don't believe in reading.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had to say it.
Yep. I have, however, seen all the movies. Ooh, lots of times.
Now, true story. Every Halloween you go as Hagrid, right? He'd make a great Hagrid.
He's mocking me because he knows Christmas is my favorite holiday. And one of the new things I'm trying to do is every Christmas watch all the movies.
1000% not why I was mocking you. I was like,
No, I know.
I think you'd make a
I
really
just
good
wanted to throw
Hagrid. That's
that
a
in
great
there.
costume
I
for
want to
you.
throw that in there. Oh,
Am I
'cause I'm
wrong?
short?
Would he make
I
it?
mean-
Would that be a great Halloween costume for Kevin?
Yeah, you'd kill it.
Nick came up with a way better one though,
Oh, I came up with a great one.
which is Kevin and Greg, Cool Greg, being Newt Scamander
And Kowalski.
friggin' other guy
Dan Fogler.
in this movie.
I just feel like their outfits aren't distinguishable enough. We just look like we're dressed up a little
fine,
bit.
then
Oh,
he
no.
goes-
definitely is.
He's got the bow tie and his hair all matted down and a wand.
And you
And
have
he'd be
Paula.
with you.
the other
And you
one.
got a
Oh, and
fucking
you got
briefcase
Paula.
full of
That'd be great,
you
yeah.
got a briefcase
No,
full of
he's got
fucking
the-
sweet treats.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
you're right.
dude.
Yeah.
That's hella smart. I'll just
Yeah.
walk around with a brief. No, but I eat them all.
Yeah.
That'll be a problem. By
That
like
would- that
2
would
hours,
definitely
2
be a
hours in,
problem.
I just got an empty briefcase.
But a full stomach. A full
And that's what
stomach.
makes us happy. So like I said, I've only seen the first 2 movies and read the first book. So as somebody that is not really a Harry Potter fan, I don't recommend seeing the movie, but I get it and it has cool things about it. So I don't want to break your heart, Greg. I'm sorry.
Too late.
I'm
Stab-
sorry.
your own
But
blood.
yeah,
Your own
it's-
blood stabbing you in the
'Cause
back.
I went into this thing like I've owned the Harry Potter Blu-ray set for 10 million years, and I've always been like, one day I need to watch these things because my mom likes them so
So real
much.
quick, timeout. Your best friend Kevin watch, and I'm not counting Colonel. Your best friend Kevin watches Harry Potter every Christmas.
Yeah.
and you're with him literally nonstop all the time,
I'm
and
not
you've
with him
never
on Christmas.
seen the rest. Why not?
I'm like, I'm like Colin when it comes to Christmas. That's the one thing that me and Colin are like very similar about.
Okay.
Like we're both
And
just
our
Grinches.
birthdays.
And Kevin's birthday specifically.
And
Kevin's
your birthday.
And my birthday.
okay.
Yeah.
Does
So-
it hurt? Yeah, a little.
Anyways, what do you guys like about the movie?
I mean, from a fan
From
perspective.
still doing no spoilers.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, from a fan perspective, it's just being back in that world is fantastic.
1000% correct. I grinned as soon as it started. Like it puts up the Warner Brothers.
Just that Warner Brothers, you're flying through, I'm like,
You're like,
I'm in.
this is actually. I've missed this. I forgot
back.
that I missed this experience of being in a darkened theater, hearing this, and knowing I was about to see some fucking shit go down.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot there. You know, there's plenty of touchstones in the film itself that remind you of the universe without being completely on the nose. What I liked a lot about it was they were able to kind of create this brand new world, which is the the Wizarding universe in the States, but with a lot of those kind of nods back to the Wizarding world in London or in England rather, which is really all we know of. And I like that there's sort of a competitiveness there that's built in. And I like that they really had these fleshed out characters. It felt like you were watching a movie that was based on one of her books. The only thing that could have been better was actually reading the book first, like if she'd written that book first and then seeing the movie. But it had a lot of the depth that I think a lot of the books had in them.
I don't know if it had the depth. Well, we can save that for spoiler stuff, though.
The depth
In terms
of,
of
as far as world building depth.
I liked the characters,
Sure.
but it was very much like Kowalski, sure. Newt, sure. Blonde girl sister, Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And then Grimaldi, who at the end, I'm like, oh, all right, okay, yeah, sure.
Greg, without spoiling anything.
I love the way they're dressed. I think that added so much to it. Just like the 1920s, I guess, is that how they dressed back then? I don't know the attire because, I never noticed so much. I don't know.
I just wasn't expecting it. You're a huge Harry Potter fan, the magic and everything else, and it was like the way they dress. I'm like, damn, I didn't see that coming. No, it is a period piece, which I liked a lot. And I think it's one of the cool thing about it, right, is that so many movies overuse New York, but nobody uses New York in like the late 20s, right? Where it was like, oh, that was actually awesome to see like
Ghostbusters did as a ghost New York in the late.
We don't talk
Ghostbusters
about Ghostbusters 2016 anymore.
And I didn't like so much in Harry Potter when they stopped wearing the robes and they started wearing dress clothes, like their regular clothes. I understood in the story how it made sense, but I feel like it took away a little bit to me. So like this, they kind of feel like they're in an outfit or a uniform. So I liked that.
Yeah, I mean that is something I like too. I liked the seeing how the whole what's it called, Magicus. Makusa. That's what it was. Yeah, the American more
Ministry of Magic, basically.
Yeah, but also like the police force and all that stuff. Like seeing Colin Farrell, like his outfit, it's like he looked like a police guy, but he also looked like a wizard, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
because it was like
that kinda,
subtle enough, but also like direct enough. Where it was like cool.
That's what was cool for me too. Is like when you watch the original Harry Potter movies, they always talk about the auras, right? You see auras, and those auras very much look like they belong in that world of Harry Potter. You come to the United States, they look like feds. You know what I mean? Like they talk like cops, they act like cops. It's a lot more staunch. They're not like whimsical, like some of the auras you saw, like Order of the Phoenix and things like that. In this, they are literally like you would imagine America in the Prohibition America would be, and it's kind of cool. It's cool to see that dichotomy.
Yeah, I think my biggest issue with it was just kind of like was the plot and was the story itself, where I felt like so much things didn't need to happen and so much of it was just to build the world, which is great because if that's what people are going in for, that's cool. But like without Harry and the characters that you know and love, it
Big
really
Ron.
What's up?
Big Ron.
Big Ron, yeah. Without Big Ron, the checkmate. It was lacking a little bit something, and I feel like the characters they did have felt like what's the name? Jacob. Was that Jacob the American dude? The guy that was American.
Kowalski was his last
Kowalski.
name.
We all know him as Kowalski.
Yeah, he kind of like every
Killer
single
Kowalski.
thing he did was just so unbelievable that I'm like these dudes are like teleporting you around and shit, and you're just kind of like. You're not questioning it. And there was a lot of moments in the movie where people were just, it felt like they weren't reacting correctly.
Right.
And I was just like, it just seems weird. Cause like in, Britain, I can understand it. I can understand them being all like, well, there's an invisible snake flying through here. But in America, nah, people would not be
They would
reacting
lose
that
their
way.
shit.
I don't care if it's 1920s or now. They'd be like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah, I'll completely admit that, right? This is very much like the Sorcerer's Stone, right? This is setting up the world. This is we've got a bad guy in this that's really not that bad. You know, there's not a lot that happens, and I will admit that the plot is actually kind of just secondary to kind of building the world. And you realize that as they go through some of the trials and tribulations of catching the Fantastic Beasts. I'm not spoiling anything. This is what you saw in the trailer. Like, obviously, the beasts get out and they have to go and catch them. That's a beast storyline. But while that's happening, you do kind of feel like this is supposed to be a fun and whimsical time. But I didn't think it was that fun. I thought a lot of it was just kind of thrown in there. But at the same time, I didn't mind because it was cool seeing this new beast. It was cool seeing him. I forget what the term is, but when you go into the briefcase and see what might be in there. Sorry, we're getting to spoiler land right now.
Briefcased him.
Yes, exactly. And a lot of those touches, you know, I don't think were lost on us because we've seen those in the previous series, right? We've seen those moments in like in Harry Potter where, you know, Hermione has the I forget what it was, like a sack or the
Time
purse
turner.
where she reaches in and pulls out the
Mary
everything.
Poppins.
You're just throwing out words now. Or you know, they have the tents and they walk into the tents and there's the giant mansions and things like that in there. So we had a lot of that stuff, and I think honestly, I'll forgive them any small leaps in logic or you know any plot pieces that weren't necessarily blowing your skirt up because I think that there were enough of those touches that I'm like, all right, this is Harry Potter. This
Cool.
is fun.
So that's a nice segue into moving into spoiler territory. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this movie, come back to this video later.
We'll be here.
So for you guys specifically as like Harry Potter fans, like was there enough kind of fan service and touchstones and references to other things to keep you satisfied? Because obviously I got a couple of the things like they mentioned Dumbledore's name and they mentioned Hogwarts and you know, the Grindelwald Wolf or whatever the hell. I'm like, okay, cool, people are cheering for this, so that's a thing. But most of it didn't have any real resonance with me, obviously.
Sure.
But to you guys, was that like?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, this is obviously a pretty huge prequel to the series, right? And it plays on a lot of the things that we've only really kind of heard tale of in the Harry Potter universe, namely the relationship between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Is that how you say his name? Grindelwald. They talk about that, and that plays pretty pivotal into the story of the Deathly Hallows, right? And you saw him put the Deathly Hallows on the Flash's character, Ezra Miller's character. So it's cool to see how that's going to go, and it's fun. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is the Harry Potter movies had a great run. There was 8 of them for Christ's sake, and so we've seen that story unfold. So now it's kind of fun to play around in that universe and to see these other characters that we've only like read about or seen on the cover of books or had Hermione talk about a little bit here and there. So it is cool, and I love that they threw in the dig about whose school was better. That I can honestly see being a through line throughout the entire series, because at some point they've already gone and they released the houses for this new school, this American school. We're going to see that school at some point, I hope. Like, fingers crossed.
My favorite part of the entire experience was when that dig happened and then you got up to go pee like right after it, and Greg's like, Nick ain't standing for this pro-America school bullshit.
When
Hogwarts through and through.
You were like, no, I don't want to hear this garbage. This propaganda for
Bullshit.
American school. It's all about Hogwarts.
What about you? Did you like the references and stuff they made?
Yeah, there wasn't too many that stood out to me other than the obvious, like Deathly Hallow symbol every here and there. There was a few things that I'm not exactly sure, but I thought kind of stood out to me as being weird, like when the monkey got the wand and then it bolted, like I wouldn't expect it to do anything, and just like little things like that, and like when Grindelwald was fighting, from everything that the original Harry Potter's taught me, he was like
Mike.
the big guy.
He was a badass,
and he's getting taken out by just some random employee that just got in trouble, right? So
so Grindelwald was supposed to be like, if I remember correctly, it's been years since I've read the books, but he was supposed to be like the other badass dark wizard that like everyone that in that era feared, like almost as much, if not more, than Voldemort, right? Now they didn't play it up too much in the books, obviously, because he didn't want your big baddie Voldemort to be like overshadowed by this other character. But he was very much supposed to be this dominant threat in their world, and as powerful as, if not more, than Dumbledore.
Yeah.
So
you're saying this girl in the movie is as powerful, if not more powerful, than Harry Potter?
You guys, he was defending his front. They came up from behind. It was a sneak attack. He wasn't ready
Also, I'm
for
sure
it.
there's going to be some bullshit that he was focusing on keeping the spell intact to be Colin Farrell, correct?
Maybe.
Now, and don't forget, like with this woman who got disgraced and came back, the metachlorians in her.
yeah,
You're right.
Ensure that she can use the Force that way.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot about this movie that I'm like, I'll give that
Like
a
the
little bit
love
of a
story?
pass.
You were laughing a lot the Kowalski tall sister mind reader, I got, and I
get
like that.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
But when
one.
they forced Newt and other sister in, I was like, "What are you doing?" Like
Yeah.
they never ever had chemistry.
Or they
Not
ran-
to mention that and I understand you're building a universe and you want me to know. Whoa,
Right.
you want me to leave and go, man, I'd like to know more about Newt, that, and the other. Like the whole thing of like, who's that girl? She doesn't matter. Da da da. I was like, no, really, who is she? Like, don't. And then they were talking and I couldn't. I had a problem hearing and understanding a lot of lines in
too.
this
Yeah, I did
movie
too, actually.
where they were going
Oh,
back
really?
and forth, and I was just like, I don't fully comprehend what you're talking about, but I still know you're not giving me answers as to who the fucking girl is.
Yeah, there was actually, I don't know what it was. It was either the dialogue mix or the fact that they were speaking in a little bit too much of a British accent. But at some points, I was like, I didn't catch that word.
Wait, are you talking about the girl that he has a picture of?
Yeah.
Who?
I heard
do
that
you guys
she-
know who that is?
Well, she's a Lestrange. I don't know.
And she said
Doctor Strange
It
is
sounded
This-
like Louise.
it did sound like she said Doctor Strange. I was like, what? And then but then I got out of it that she was saying that she was a taker, not a giver. I'm like, okay. So
Well, the
there's just
Lestrange
bad
family,
things.
if you remember, is
Don't remember.
Bellatrix Lestrange is
No. I'm serious.
her
Is that
name?
real?
What's her name's
Yeah.
character?
Yeah, I know, Tim Burton's. Yeah.
So she plays a big baddie in throughout the entire
Sure.
Harry Potter series.
She's really
that
good.
family is one of the dark families, similar to the Malfoys.
Gotcha.
They're always kind of baddies.
Gotcha.
And so that's obviously
He fell in love with her. At some
he fell in
point.
love with her, and she's the wrong girl to fall in love with because she was a taker. They were both obviously like misfits in the school, and so they found each other. But she was the wrong person to find apparently because he's a good guy and she's probably not a very good guy. But I think was that Zoe Kravitz? Was that a picture of her? They only showed her for like a second.
Holy shit! I think it was.
Might
Their
have been.
universe
I thought it was for a
building.
second, but I only saw it briefly, so I'm
Huh,
not sure.
huh.
But so yeah, I mean, that was kind of thrown in there randomly. Like I said before, all of the stuff with them chasing down the beasts, I was
Pokemon
like,
stuff.
this should be really fun. It's not that fun. It's cool. Dan Fogler, I think, did a great job, but I think they underutilized him because he's a really, really good physical comedian. Or really, like if you've ever
this?
watched Kowalski, the guy that
Oh,
played
okay.
Kowalski. So like he was in one of my all-time favorite movies ever made, Balls of Fury, which with starring Dan Fogler and Christopher Walken.
I thought that was him too. It took me a while to put that all
Oh my
together.
god! And I know everyone hates that movie, so I'm gonna get torn apart in the comments about it. But it is fucking funny, and you're all wrong.
Real quick, I want to give credit where credit's due.
Helen
Hold on.
Bonham Carter, thank
yeah,
you.
we're gonna get you a lot of the comments for that, but I knew it was a name I
just
can't remember off the top of my head.
So yeah, all that stuff just again, it's very similar to the first Harry Potter, where like the main bad guy is I don't even know the guy's name, the character's name, but he was one of the professors, and he's got
Flash.
It is
Oh,
the
that
Flash.
guy. Oh, yeah.
Quirrell, Professor
Quirrell, thank you. Man, you're like an encyclopedia of Harry Potter terms, man. You have to be here every time we talk. And you get to the end of that, and you're like, that was kind of weird. When you can kind of tell that even as she was writing the book, she was like, I don't know how much farther I'm going to
Maybe
go
I'll
with
just make this
like,
really bad villain just be a fucking piece of poop on the back of this
On
guy's,
this guy's
head.
head,
That's
right.
that's how I end this book. And movie.
Wait, so was Grindelwald blonde? Like, because everyone in the theater was like, "Ah!"
They started the movie with that scene.
They started the movie with
where
that
was
scene. I
clearly
saw
a
that.
powerful wizard.
I
killing
can't remember if
people.
he was blonde or not.
The end of the, well, okay, sorry, in the books. So they didn't.
I don't remember
Okay.
if they said
Because the thing that was weird to me,
him.
again, as somebody that does not know all the story, in the very beginning of the movie, when you see all the bad stuff happening, and then there's the blonde person with the Macklemore haircut,
Yeah.
and then they immediately cut to Colin Farrell with the Macklemore haircut,
Yeah.
with a different color. I'm like, so he's the
So he's
blonde
the guy,
just
yeah.
with different hair. Like,
Was,
why would they
and
telegraph
It's
that?
almost disappointing too, because when you see, I forgot Johnny Depp was in this, but you see Johnny Depp at the end, and you're like, that's weird. And it's supposed to be this amazing reveal, but you're going from a big celebrity to another big celebrity, right? It's not like they cast a no-name in that character, and Colin Farrell did a fucking great job.
Colin
In fact,
Farrell was
I would
awesome.
actually say he's the best part of the entire
I
movie.
think so too. I wish the movie was about them.
I wished so too, and I think that, you know, to the credit of the writers and the credit of the direction, is that they gave. I was actually really sympathetic to him the entire time, which is weird. And at the end, I'm like, I kind of want him to like wreck shop right now, and then he kind of went out like, you know, like a bum. But yeah, they did a good job of setting his character up, and you actually believe that he wants to fight for like wizard rights,
Equality.
right? And unlike Voldemort, who wanted to just wipe out all Muggles and like enslave them, he's coming from a perspective of saying like we shouldn't be under their thumb, we should be equal, or we should like, you know, we deserve our say in the world, which I'm sure will eventually evolve to him wanting to destroy everyone. So it was cool, but then it's like random, like the camera dollies around. I just thought it was gonna be Colin Farrell with the blonde hair, and then all of a sudden it's like Nazi
Pitt.
It looked like Brad Pitt from Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's not Brad Pitt. And then it morphed again, and I was like, oh, it's just kind of Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp with a weird, like an oddly skin-colored mustache and albino eyes. It was a weird moment for me. I didn't like it. Everyone liked it in the theaters though.
I thought it was fun. My exposure to this was I had read an article or saw a headline probably just on Twitter that Johnny Depp was confirmed for the next movie. So I didn't think he was going to be in this movie. I didn't pay any attention. So when it popped, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." It's to me, he just got confirmed, so he wasn't clearly going to have any involvement in this movie.
I just don't like. I mean, I love Johnny Depp. I love him from Pirates of the Caribbean. I love him for everything he did before that. But he's gone off the deep end lately with a lot of his characterizations that he's played, like the characters he plays in these movies. So I'm.
This guy seemed more grounded already. Yeah, he talked normally and didn't do the whole like I love.
He kind of had a little Jack Sparrow to it, just a skosh.
No.
That's just Johnny Depp. I mean, that's the little bit you saw was Johnny Depp's
He always
face.
does that, like he always has like a weird accent where he's like, I'm like, are you speaking? It's like when Brad Pitt tries to speak in proper American and it always sounds like someone's doing a bad English accent, you know?
No,
I
lost that
don't
one.
know
idea
what you're talking about.
Oh man, there
Like
are
what
moments.
movie? Inglourious Bastards.
Every movie Brad Pitt's ever been in. where he
we
tries-
hunting
where he's-
Nazis.
No, there's like even in that new movie Allied where he's talking, he's like, "You're wrong," and it's like, I'm sorry, was that G? Are you British? What's happening with that G at the end of that? Wrong. I don't know. All I'm saying is, it's hard for me to watch like American actors try to do any sort of other accent. 'Cause I'm like, dude, you're so American. But I don't know, but that scene just kind of didn't work for me. At the end. Especially since I was like, I'm a big Colin Farrell fan.
Yeah, I think another issue for me is that we literally just saw Doctor Strange, which is another magic-based
Yeah.
movie, and I was so impressed by that from even a story perspective, where it was like, oh, cool,
Sure.
this is something I don't care about, but it's getting my interest, whereas this is something I was like, don't care about, and it never really quite got there. But what I will give credit to this movie as still impressing me, even after I was just very much impressed by this aspect of Doctor Strange, was the visual effects. I thought the like the random parallax stuff they got
Yeah.
going on, all the particle effects, and the what was it called, the dark shit, the bad evil shit, the
Onimingus, I can't remember what it's
Omnibus,
called. Yeah.
Omnibus, whatever the hell it was.
Omnibus, that's called that.
Yeah, the dark brown,
The
or
smoke
black,
monster,
the smoke monster. That shit looked cool. Like that shit looked like something I've never seen, and especially in 3D. This movie did something in 3D that is I haven't seen before. Where like I kept having to blink because it was like shit.
Oh yeah, shit flew my
Was
face
the
so much times
newspaper
when I did
scene
that.
in the very
Yeah, yeah.
beginning,
yeah.
and there was like random times things were happening. I'm like, man, this is actually engrossing me in the world more than just being annoying things coming out. I mean, like, of course, we got some of the little like fantastic beasts flying in your face and
Yeah,
shit,
little
but like,
wasp thingy.
I was impressed by a lot of the camera moves and just the direction of the visual effects. I thought really did create the world to be what a Harry Potter universe would be in America in 2016 in modern movies. So
I shout out to the sound design as well.
yes,
Because the sound in this is what really sells it, and it's unrelenting, and it is that like that pop of smoke sound effect that they use for every time they
they teleport,
every time they tell. What's the term for when they teleport? What is it?
Aspirate?
every time they aspirate.
No.
It's not
Masturbate?
aspirate. Anyway, every time they go from point A to point B without using their feet. Yeah, it all sounded cool. It looked great. The visuals are stunning, and actually, I didn't mind the 3D, like viewing this in 3D. So it is very much like Doctor Strange, where if you get stuck because your friends only want to book 3D because they like to drink beers.
No, because we like to go to assigned seats. We don't like to get in the line an hour and a
I'm
half
done with
early,
it.
wait
Kabuki
there.
has the
That-
assigned seats.
we've gone to Kabuki and had to see it in 3D. That's what we did with Doctor Strange, if you remember. If you remember.
I don't like the Alamo.
Me neither.
What don't you like about it?
There's a lot about the experience that I'm just not down for. There's things that are cool,
Apparition.
but
Thank you.
Apparition. But anyways, yeah.
You say that, but you're still going to have to go see stuff there. But
I mean, also, I'm not trying to hold the group up from their needs.
I'm just saying midnight launches. I'll go to Kabuki. I don't mind the, you know what I mean? I think for me, Alamo's a better experience. This is a different react. We'll talk about We'll do Alamo versus Kabuki later for our San Francisco
We
podcast.
should definitely do that. But yeah, I was very impressed by the visuals of it and the sound design as well. And I think that was what this movie is. It was world building more than anything. So
Definitely.
it's like, cool. That was great. It reminded me of Batman v Superman in many ways, where it's like, okay, cool. This movie's obviously created to make more movies.
Yeah,
Which
definitely.
can't really hate on it too much for that. It's not my world. Like that'd be like me being upset about people, like when people bitch about Star Wars or Marvel, you know?
Yeah.
But It is what it is. And I got chills in the beginning when the do 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 do. It's just like, man, no, that's a freaking cultural phenomenon.
I was disappointed they didn't use that theme more though.
But that's my thing. I thought like I was disappointed in it because I like that shit. But like I was impressed that they showed restraint. I
Yeah,
was
they-
impressed
they
that
ba- they backed
they
off
didn't
it.
every single time something cool happens, freaking Wonder Woman it, and because there was the scene that sold me on the movie when I was like, you know what, I don't hate this experience was towards the end of it when Colin Farrell, like when the fight scene began and he came out and just starts freaking like using his wand, they're fighting against each other. I'm like,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah, this is fucking dope. Forget all the Fantastic Beast shit. I want to see this.
Yeah, I liked. Am I crazy or did he save Newt Scamander at one point from getting hit by a train?
Yeah,
See-
he pushed him.
What the hell? Why?
I don't
A
know.
lot of the fights got unclear
it got a little
because they
unclear.
He
started
was trying to
teleporting
keep-
and there
maybe
was a
trying to
smoke
keep it-
monster going around.
Trying to keep it.
Does he not? Like, I don't think he kills Wizard. I mean, I think eventually.
I don't know. I don't. Again, this is
Yeah, I
where
don't know. Yeah.
my expertise falls short. But yeah, I was like, wait, he's been fighting against this guy, but then he just saved him, and then I never saw a train, which was weird. I don't remember the train actually going anywhere.
Ever do anything?
Yeah,
Because the train tracks go up at some point in some
Oh,
weird magic
That was
ass
after.
way.
That was after.
Yeah, so that's so
Because
yeah.
he
Where did
saves
the train
him
go?
and then starts torturing him.
Yeah, but that's the what the hell? So he saves him and then literally it's just like
just like hitting him with light with
Also-
electricity.
Well, I mean, at some point, didn't Newt's shield went down? He was getting hit. I thought. I
Yeah,
thought he was
yeah.
taking damage. I think it was just like it was like a stun. I
No,
don't-
yeah,
I don't
that's
think he was
what
out
I'm
to kill him.
saying.
I think he was
saying
trying to
he was,
maintain
like,
his identity.
hitting him and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway, that got a little bit strange. There's you know,
Doctor Strange.
it's not as tight of an experience as I would have wanted it to be. But I still think it's fun, and I still
Yeah,
think
it's
it's more
dope.
Harry Potter. And they could have. My only critique, they could have used the theme a little bit more, like the actual.
I'm glad they
songs.
didn't. Because and the other thing too, and this speaks to something you said in the non-spoilery section. When Kowalski goes down into the suitcase and is like, I was expecting him to say, "I love magic," and then I was like, "Oh right," because that would have been a fun kickback to the old Harry Potter films. But then I was like, "Oh right." He doesn't even fucking know this is magic.
Yeah.
No one has sat him down and been like, "Here's what's happening," kind of.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, there was a point where he's like, "Why did you bring me along with you?" And it's like, "Cause you're my friend." I'm like, there were so many things that I feel just were not earned in
No,
the
I
movie
brought
at
you
all.
along with me so I could explain to the audience what was happening via you.
But even then, he doesn't do it.
I know, that was a little
That's
weird.
the weird thing is like, why did he bring him along at all? Period.
cool.
Why didn't they erase his memory, call it a freaking day, and then they're going back to the love interest thing at the end. That was like, where did this come from? I feel like they didn't even reach a point where they should be friends. Like they were just kind of against each
Well, you
other.
know what it was? It
Button
was-
heads.
yeah, it
and then
was-
all of a sudden he didn't even save her. Really, he was just there to make sure she didn't die.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're in
He
love.
saved her.
I mean,
He had the bird that she.
he did
jumped
have the
on.
bird and said jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She was
don't
about
know.
to fall in what I assume is acid. Acid? Was it acid?
Bad memories. I'm
Magic
not
acid.
sure.
Weren't they good memories?
But
then
they
all of a sudden
turned
That was a little
bad
bit weird.
because
But
the
why did they
random,
turn bad?
the random evil mom memory popped up.
No, but that
of
was
like,
good because she like saved the kid.
I
think that was still a
understand,
good
which was
memory.
weird that she saved him but left
she
him
even knew
there,
who this kid
and
was,
that
yeah.
mom was like super weird, just Carrie's mom, but nobody really cared, and it was a red herring with the daughter that I didn't care about either. So then it was finally revealed that Ezra Miller was going to do this, and I was just like, yeah, you're the Flash. This is going to be fun. Can't wait for Justice League.
Yeah.
That haircut.
God damn, really? I can't wait for Justice League. You can't
Do you
be
think The Flash
wait
will have
for
a cool
to be
theme song,
disappointed
too?
one more time.
Sorry?
Do you think the Flash will have its own dope theme song? Like his
yeah.
own.
Oh,
Every time we see the Flash, it's like Scotto, Gato, Scotto, Ducato, yee weedy weedy. Like it goes.
Yeah,
higher.
totally.
every
I
time.
like that a lot.
Anyway, any final words, Greg?
I wish there was a lot more Fantastic Beasts and a lot more Niffler. Is that his name? Yeah, a lot more Niffler. I think he was great.
He was a little platypus
He
that liked
reminds
the
me of all
shiny
my
things,
friends
right?
and everything. Yeah, he was great, dude. He was just
That
running
thing is
around.
gonna sell like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, that little dude.
That is the cutest
one
thing
that was
they've
stealing
ever
all
made.
the stuff.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no,
penguin
awesome.
platypus thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Shout
cute.
out to him. And that whole the gang bar scene.
That was
That was
cool.
like, yeah. That was
See,
a
I like
lot.
that was again. I was telling you them outside the movie theater. I think you guys were in the restroom. Like that little touches like that. Like, did you notice that the goblin had like 2 wands and a dual holster?
No.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like just small things like that. That I'm like, that is a
Yeah.
fun idea. Like that's what maybe someone would have had in the 20s in this culture.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. What's that?
Why two?
Savage.
Dual drawn dog.
Also,
I don't know.
do goblins even use wands?
Sure.
No, I think they just have hand
Anyone
magic.
can use a sharp stick,
I
Kevin.
could be wrong. Maybe I saw it incorrectly.
That's a good
But like
point.
the other small touch that I really liked was the first time they walk into the ministry, the American ministry, and they see the house elves, and they're polishing wands. I was like, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that was cool.
Small stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Where it's like, oh, that really does help. Those small touchstones really do help tie the world.
Make it
the
feel
rest
like
of the world
Harry
together.
Potter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. So yeah, I mean, again, you can definitely pick this movie apart if you wanted to. You can definitely sit and be like, there's a lot of stuff wrong with it and a lot of stuff they didn't get right. But I think they got the important stuff right, and that's what mattered for me.
I mean, to me, I think the most important takeaway is that all the people that like Harry Potter like this movie.
Yeah,
and
we're
there
gonna
was another, my friend I ran into at the theater too. Like she saw it and I was like, "What'd you think of it?" She's like, "I loved it." I'm like, "Cool." She's a huge Harry Potter fan, so I'm like, "Great, this is good. It's making the right people happy." So it's a good sign overall. Ladies and gentlemen, this kind of funny reaction is brought to you by Casper mattresses. Greg, you asked me what a Casper mattress is?
Hey Tim, what's a Casper mattress?
It's a mattress that's engineered at a shockingly fair price. If you didn't already know, it's just the right sink, just the right bounce. 2 technologies in one.
yeah,
You heard it before, haven't you?
I have, but I for a second I thought it was made of ghosts. So I'm glad this isn't that.
Nope, it's a different Casper, totally different Casper. We're talking latex foam and memory foam coming together for better nights, brighter days. Me and Gia, Nick, I don't know
Yeah.
if you heard this, we just got a new apartment.
Congratulations.
We're about to sleep in a Casper mattress. I'm very excited about this.
What else?
Can I
Are you gonna
come?
do? What else are you
We're
gonna
gonna
do?
do a
in that
thing or two on the Casper mattress.
Ah, you know what I'm saying?
Risk-free trial and return policy. Try sleeping on a Casper mattress for 100 days with free delivery and painless returns. All the mattresses are made in America. We're talking $500 for a twin mattress or $950 for a king size. If you've ever tried buying a mattress, which I'm sure you have,
Oh yeah, that,
probably
it's,
not a good time.
no,
out there.
it was it was a unique experience. We'll leave it at that.
You can avoid that. You can get $50 towards any mattress purchase by visiting Casper.com/kindafunny and using the code kindafunny. I hope you do that. And I hope you tell me all about your experiences on that Casper mattress.
Send pictures.
Also, let us know what you think of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Let us know in the comments below. Tweet at Nick_Scarpino. Give him his thoughts. I'm sure he'll get back to you. And one day, Greg Geddes, a.k.a. Cool Greg, will join us on some Twitch stream.